Okay, in this clip we're going to be looking at the fourth of the raising attainment factors that influences optimal mindset, and that is pace, my pace. How much pace do I like in each of my lessons? And the first thing to notice here is that we have one optimal for pace, which is right in the middle of our scale here. So of the extremes of wanting and valuing routine and consistency, reinforcement and consolidation on the one hand over here, and on the other hand here, valuing change and variety and pace and aspiration at this end here, our optimal is in the middle. And that means that the student optimally is able to choose to both value routine and consistency, and also choose to value variety, pace and aspiration. This ties in with the EEF goal of that we know leads to successful learning in students, is that of self-regulation, where students can self-regulate their pace, at times choosing to push themselves and embrace new things, novelty, move fast, and at times choosing to be more consolidated and routined, reinforcing what they have learned. That ability to discriminate, to self-regulate, we know that if we can develop that, then students will be more successful as learners. So let's have a look at our particular student here, Barney Walker, and his scores. So he has a baseline score for pace. This is his baseline outside any taught context at all, and his baseline is on the end of choosing to value routine, consistency, reinforcement. So we know that Barney likes things to be stable. He likes to have a security, a consolidation in his life, and he's going to find change, rapid change, quite challenging. He's going to find that harder than things that are stable. And then we've got his subject-specific scores here. And first of all, we see that in maths, he actually embraces the need for routine and reinforcement even more than his baseline. So in maths, he really is looking for his maths environment to be very stable and very consistent. It may be that Barney feels that he needs to work very hard to get things right in maths. He finds it hard to grasp concepts. He needs to work slowly and carefully. And he's going to find it very hard when new concepts are introduced in maths, when they move on at the start of a new topic. That's the time when he is going to feel at risk. However, there are ways in which we want to encourage Barney to move a little bit more to this optimal place here, where he can take that risk of embracing novelty and change of variety and pace, in order for him to be able to have the aspiration, fulfill the aspiration which he can have. So Barney, some of the risks of staying down here, if we look at some of the risks, are that he may shy away from taking risks. He may sometimes just work too slowly and not get all of his ideas down, and he may miss out on opportunities to push himself. So Barney, are there some things which you can commit to having a go at this week? Valuing change in new activities. He'll seek out what he needs to do to improve, rather than just accepting the level that he's got to. He's going to make decisions to push himself to try new things and take risks. And there are some contexts in which it's really important, Barney, for you to do that, in order to show your teacher that you are really motivated, and sometimes when you can ask for more challenging work. Remember, Barney, your teacher is also going to have a report that is going to be backing this up and enabling him to support you in this. So Barney is going to choose one of these to commit to. Let's say he is going to choose this one here. He's going to seek out what he needs to do to improve, rather than accepting the level he's got to. He's going to copy that, and he's going to pop that into his target. We're in week 5 now, let's say. That's his target. It's in maths, and it's going to be a discussion topic with his teacher, which is going to be assessed. And Barney is going to learn that he doesn't always have to just have things very, very stable. But when we see that low score there, we know immediately, okay, here is a boy who is finding the pace in maths hard, and he may well need support in order to feel that he can continue to learn most effectively in maths. Now, we've also got two schools here at the very opposite end of the scale, where Barney is actually seeking a high degree of change in pace and aspiration in English and chemistry, and that in itself is interesting. It isn't necessarily an ideal position. Remember, our optimal is here. In fact, it suggests that Barney may not be valuing routine, consistency and consolidation. So the risk for Barney here, if we look down at this girl's feedback, our optimal student who is able to choose routine and stability, is that if Barney doesn't do this, he may rush tasks, he may make careless mistakes, he may not be thorough enough, he may not consolidate what he already knows, he may become bored and zone out and miss important teaching. So in these subjects here, Barney needs to learn the very opposite of disciplining himself to be careful and to use routine so his work is consistent and well produced. He needs to engage fully when he's doing repetitive reinforcement and consolidation activities and take time to check things before moving on. So again, which of these, Barney, are you going to commit to this week? Which do you think will make a significant difference in your learning? Okay, so Barney is going to say, I'm prepared to take time to check things before I move on. So he selects that, and he's going to write it into his student book, and he writes that in there, and he's going to put the lessons that he's going to do that in, and his lesson focus again, have that discussion with his teacher, and assess the progress that he makes over that week. And perhaps this is something again which we return to over not just week 5 but week 6 and 7 of Raising Attainment, because we realise it's a very significant route by which Barney can improve his learning. At the end of Raising Attainment, we want to see how much progress Barney's been able to make against these two original positions here. Has he become more optimal in his own self-assessment? So where would he put his arrowhead now for his different lessons? Has it helped you, Barney, in chemistry and English and maths? Are you able to self-regulate better as a result of this work? Because we know that if you are, this will lead to more successful academic learning. That's what all the research suggests.